Today on The Real Story, consolidation at Connecticut's community colleges. The goal to save money, but also to improve student outcomes. Still, there's lots of pushback from faculty unions who have serious doubts about this plan. Up first this morning, Mark Ojakian. He's president of the statewide system.
At the state capitol, another week has gone by without a finalized tolls bill for lawmakers to consider. Leaders have been planning to take it up in special session before the regular session starts, but that's less than 2 weeks away now. Will they make it? We're going to ask Transportation Committee co-chair Roland Lamar.
We're also talking with Republican David Sullivan. He's a former federal prosecutor, about his run for Congress in the 5th District, a seat now held by freshman Johanna Hayes. What makes Mr. Sullivan think he can do better? What's his reaction to the impeachment trial? It's all ahead on The Real Story. Hi there, you're watching The Real Story. I'm Al Terzi alongside Jen Bernstein.
Thank you, Al, and good morning to everyone at home. Well, there are big changes in store for Connecticut's community colleges if a new consolidation plan is approved in the weeks ahead.
Now, there was a previous plan that was submitted to the regional authority, but that came back with some suggestions that it was too ambitious a time frame. So adjustments have now been made, but the faculty unions at the community colleges really don't like this new plan either. And they say it will be disruptive for students. Our first guest this morning, president of the Connecticut State Colleges and Universities System, Mark Ojakian.
Good morning.
Good morning.
You say consolidation is necessary to save money, but you also say your plan will actually improve student outcomes. So what do you mean by that?
Well, that's correct. Currently, we have at our community college the lowest completion rate of any community college system in New England, and we need to do better. We have one of the largest equity gaps in terms of completion of any New England state, and we need to do better. We also need to save money. We have been receiving less funding from state government over the past 5 to 7 years, and without a sustainable financial path forward, we're not going to see the same access and opportunity that we currently see.
Well, the system currently has a president on each camp, each of the 12 campuses. Well, you're talking about having 3 regional presidents.
Well, what we're talking about is going from 12 separately accredited institutions, community colleges, to one community college of Connecticut with 12 locations. So all the locations would be kept intact, but the administration of the colleges would be much less. There'd be less bureaucracy in the system, and the resources that we save would be devoted to teaching and learning and student support services that are so critical to helping students succeed.
What do you say about the pushback that you're getting from faculty unions?
Well, you know, what I say is we have 450 people, faculty and staff from across the campuses that are working on the consolidation plan. And you always are going to have some folks that are oppositional to what we are trying to do. What I would say is since 2017, since we announced that this proposal, we have not received another proposal that would accomplish the same thing. To me, just saying no is not an answer. We've invited everybody to be at the table. I operate through consensus, but we're moving forward because it is in the best interest of the state and of the students we serve to have a different operating model to be more responsive to the financial needs of the system.
Why do you think there's the lowest completion rate?
Well, I think it's because we don't have enough resources on our campuses dedicated to success. Our current ratio of academic advisors to students at our colleges is 1 advisor to 938 students. You can't possibly be successful if you don't have access to a full-time advisor when you need that advisor. The other thing I'll say is many of our students have challenges outside of the classroom. They have to work at least 1, if not 2 or 3 jobs. They have children, so child care is an issue. They have transportation needs. They're expected to contribute part of their income to their overall family financial situation. So these are not students that just go to school and come home and watch TV or play Game Boy.
Going through into a straight 2-year or 4-year program and finish it on time.
That's correct.
They get their time interrupted by by life.
That's correct. And we need to do a better job of devoting our resources towards student-facing services that will help our students complete, as opposed to replicating bureaucracies in 12 different locations in the state the size of Connecticut.
All right, but in terms of the reaction of the unions, they're saying that this consolidation is going to disrupt things for students and suggesting that it's not going to be as a good a situation for students. Why do you feel that what you're doing, what you're planning to do, is going to be better for students?
Well, first of all, what you're going to be able to do is you're going to be able to take courses at any community college without reapplying, without transferring your financial aid, without having your credits accepted from one community college to another. We're aligning curriculum in major areas of study so that it sort of looks the same to students. And so students won't be penalized because they go from one institution to another. Currently, 25% of our students will have gone to more than one community college before they complete. And now they have to reapply. They have to provide all of their records. Their credits may not all be transferable from one community college to another. This will allow them to take courses online with students that are taking, instructional courses on a campus. It will allow them to complete sooner and less expensive.
So is the system currently that each individual campus can have different rules for credits being transferred?
Absolutely.
Why is it that way? Why is it
Well, it's that way
way?
because we have separately accredited institutions. And under that scenario, campuses are responsible for for developing their curriculum and for the rules that are in place for admission for students. Now, as a system, we need to do a better job of creating synergies around those sorts of issues. But it doesn't help a student not to be able to take courses seamlessly at another institution. This will help students. This will be seamless to students. It doesn't impact faculty at all. As a matter of fact, I have asked for more full-time faculty to be added to the community college budget because we need more
faculty and
faculty.
advisors.
Absolutely.
But what about administration? So you're cutting down on bureaucracy. Do
Correct.
some of those positions go away?
Correct.
Do you know how many?
Some of those positions, I think in total there was like 250 positions across the system. Some will be replaced by less senior individuals. In some cases, functions will be combined so that people will have to take on a couple of different roles. And in our regional focus, we're trying to share services across a specific region.
I want to talk about PACT,
Yes.
the free college tuition, because people hear you're trying to save money and then they hear that you're giving away college tuition, which is costly these days, as we know. So explain how one saves money and the other one, I would assume, makes it hard as well.
Well, I think under the PACT program, because we're providing free community college to all folks in Connecticut if they meet certain guidelines, we're going to see an influx of revenue come into our community college system by having more enrollment, by having students sign up for more courses because you have to be a full-time student, by being able to retain students for 2 and 3 years while they complete for free under PACT. We estimate that in the first year we will see a revenue increase of $4 million to the community college budget.
So explain, how will you make money if it's free college tuition for them?
We'll be getting a lot more dollars in through the federal Pell Grant programs. You're going to have to fill out a FAFSA in order to do this, and this is a last dollar scholarship. So we will see a lot of folks that never thought they could go to college fill out a FAFSA, be able to go. We'll get the Pell Grant money from the federal government. We'll also see students who sometimes approach a community college and want to take 3, 4 courses, but because of the cost, they only take 2. In this case, they'll have to take at least 12 credits, and so they'll sign up for more, and so more federal financial aid will come into our coffers. So we think this is a win-win for everybody.
So this is this new plan will be in place how soon?
We will be beginning to offer this for the fall of this year, of 2020. Students are being asked to apply by July 15th, so they will get priority for the Free College Initiative. And we also need to make sure that we have enough classrooms, enough classes offered, and enough faculty to teach those students. In other places that have done this, they've seen a tremendous influx in enrollment. And so we're hoping not only to get more students in the door, but to better be able to showcase the great community colleges we currently have in Connecticut.
We just ran out of time, but I want to make sure we get this in. Mental health is a big issue on college campuses right now. We unfortunately just had a suicide at UConn the other week. There's a task force that's going to be making recommendations, and Senate Democrats have pointed out that they believe this could be a priority for the next legislative session. You've been working with the task force, it sounds like. Tell us, do you have any idea what their findings could be at this point, or what information have you all provided to them?
Well, I think, first of all, we worked with the Senate Democrats to fashion this task force that we are now sitting on. This is a critical issue for all of our students on our university and college campuses. And what we're trying to look at is the best way to provide resources to students so that they don't have to think about dire behavior, such as suicide. We know we need to do better, but we know we need to also do it in a way that we partner with our not-for-profit partners in the community, that we're able to provide some discretion to students who are seeking to get some sort of mental health assistance. So we have a ways to go on the task force, but this is a critical need that we are addressing both at our system and working with the legislature to come up with some recommendations that not only sound good, but that will make a difference in people's lives.
So important.
Mark Ojakian, president of the Connecticut State Colleges and Universities. We appreciate your coming on.
Thank you. Always a
Keep us
pleasure.
updated, and thank you.
Thank you.
All right, still to come today on The Real Story, we are going to be talking with Republican David Sullivan, a former federal prosecutor now running for Congress in the 5th District, hoping to win his party's nomination to challenge popular incumbent Representative Jahana Hayes. Which issues will he campaign on, and what's his reaction to the impeachment trial?
But first, right after a quick break, we're going to get an update on progress toward a special session on highway tolls for tractor trailers in Connecticut. The process would start with a public hearing. Might it happen this coming week? Transportation Committee Co-Chair State Representative Roland Lamar will join us.
And coming up right after The Real Story, it's Real People with Stan Simpson. On his show today, the president and CEO of Leadership Greater Hartford, Ted Carroll. He's going to share and talk about his 35 years of experience in leadership training.